dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. Wow. We're talking about NXT, May 27, 2025. Vic Booker and Graves on commentary. Oh my goodness. This wasn't NXT. This was something. Battleground just happened. You would think they would do these things at a PLE or whatever, but no. Some changes happened, and I believe it's for people moving up to the main roster, you know? And it's like these two big changes happened tonight, title changes. Plus, you got Trick Williams, who's the TNA champion. It's like, holy shit, man. I'm living in the Twilight Zone, the bizarro world. Like, what is going on? Santana? Wow. And also, too, while I was looking at my notes, this is season 5 of NWP, in episode 142. It means we're almost to episode 150. That's crazy. And to think I did like, I think 600 or 700 episodes with the last season 4, and just knowing that I'm almost to the 200 mark here is insane. Just means I watch a lot of wrestling. But we started off with the North American Championship, Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page. My God, this was a battle. 10-minute bout, and it packed a lot of punches. These two know each other very well, you know, and you I think to my head, now that chant so is in my head when I see these guys. Tony fumbled. You know, you got Sean Spears, who's champion, and, you know, and then you got Ricky Saints as champion. Ethan Page wins this match, and it was like, whoa! With a very unique finish, got the rope, snapped it into Ricky Saints' neck for Ethan Page to take advantage and get the 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh, that's new. Okay, I see you, Ethan Page, my boy, taking smiles, you know. Does this mean we're going to get another match out of these two, or does this mean Ricky Saints is moving on up to the main roster? But Ethan Page as champion makes me happy as well, so la-da-dee-da. Mike Santana versus Tavian Heights. This was good for what it was. But you know Mike Santana's going to win this, you know. No quarter catch crews out there like, damn it, we can't catch our break. But Mike Santana gets the win, and then we go into Trick Williams. He's talking. He's like, hey, I'm turning my back on y'all. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I feel Trick as a heel. But he's like, I'm going to TNA. We're going to make some changes. We're going to call it Trick NA. Clever, but not great. You know, so Trick Williams, he's our champion. Santana comes out. But I like the fact that Trick was allowed to be like, yeah, guess who held this title? Kurt Angle. You know, Bully Ray. And he's going down this list of just names. And I'm just like, whoa. He's naming... like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's holding the TNA championship. He says, I'm better than all of them. That also includes Joe. And I'm like, whew. And in my mind, I thought he meant Samoa Joe. But, you know, he's talking about Joe Hendry. But Santana's like, hey, I'm going to fight, man. And Santino pops up on the screen. He's like, hey, just to let you know, Trick, over here at TNA, we have fighting champions. And you're going to be a fighting champion. You're going to put that championship on the line against Santana. So is it going to be a quick and small, short reign for Trick Williams? We shall see. But it's a big honor. Man was TNA champion. Now, man is NXT champion. Now he's TNA champion. Woo, and North American champion. Just keep adding to his resume. Tatum Paxley versus Jada Parker. I really did not like this finish. The doll finish. I know Tatum Paxley's crazy, and she's, you know. But the fact that Jada had to grab a doll, throw it across the ring for Tatum to get distracted, and boom, 1, 2, 3. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big Jada Parker fan. Miss Parker. And I like Tatum Paxley, but I was just like, oh, that was kind of stupid. But yeah, Jada Parker for the win over Tatum Paxley. I just think you should go back to the drawing board with Tatum. Because the whole crazy gimmick is just, I don't know, it's either done really well or it's just overboard. Dante Chen versus Jasper Troy. Wonder who's going to win this one. They're strapping the rocket to this Jasper kid, man. The man attacked Obafemi. He attacked the NXT champion. He said, I'm making big waves. And they are praising him. You know, like Booker's like, oh, yeah, that's my boy. Ooh, Jasper Troy. But he beat Dante Chen. And I just felt bad for Dante Chen. I'm like, man, how long you been here, you poor bastard? And this guy comes in, wins a TV show, and he's getting the rocket strapped on him and sent to the moon. Great for him, though. So it's like a win-win on both sides. Well, win-lose. I don't know. But Jasper Troy got the win here. Obafemi comes out. He's like, hey, man, I could have attacked you. I could have beat your ass, but I'd rather do it, face-to-face and whatnot. So does this mean Jasper Troy is already going to get an NXT championship match? And will Jasper Troy win that championship so Oba can go to the main roster? I don't know. There's so much things going on tonight. I was like, okay, all right. Because next up, we have Javon Evans and Ethan Page going at it, blah, blah, blah. And they're talking, and then our worlds collide. And then we got Laredo Kid coming out. I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot they own AAA now. And Ray Phoenix comes out. I'm like, holy shit. Like, brain overload, you know. And that's the show right before Money in the Bank, the Worlds Collide. I'm very excited about that pay-per-view. Or PLE, I don't care. But it's going to be on YouTube before the Money in the Bank itself, so it's going to be a long day of some wrestling. That's a good wrestling weekend, I believe, right? And I know Evolution's coming up, but that's in July. So NXT Championship match, here we go. Stephanie versus JC. It was a battle, and of course you had the craziness. You had the Lola come out, the AAA team they're going to be facing come out. Sorry, I don't know their names at the moment. Fatal Influence. You have all these factors going in, and it's just like, this is your typical match, right? Stephanie versus JC. JC ain't going to win. There's going to be interference. There's going to be this and that, but Stephanie is going to be retaining that championship, blah, blah, blah. She just beat Jordan Grace at Battleground, whatever. This is just one of those throwaway matches. And don't get me wrong, I love JC Jane. I really feel like they should be doing something with JC Jane, but I don't understand where this idea came from. Like, yeah, we're putting the title on her. It's like, why? But at the same time, I'm like, yay, because I do like JC. I think she's been just underutilized in this whole Fatal Influence, and I think she's the star out of the three. I really do. She's talented. She works really well in the ring. She had this great match with Stephanie, even though there was interferences and whatnot, and Fallon Henley. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the 1, 2, 3, the air and oxygen was sucked out of the room. Even the announcer was like, they're like, hey man, you gotta, and your new like, everybody in that room was just like, whoa. And this is all boiling down to Stephanie is going to be moving to Monday Night Raw. And Jordan is going to be moving up to SmackDown. They are fast-tracking these two talents like crazy. Like they did with Julia. Julia was champion for a split second, and then she's up there in the main roster. Same with Stephanie. Same with Jordan. They ain't messing around with the big stars anymore, and they're just moving them straight up to the main roster. You remember how it took like Asuka, and then like, I'm a 100 days, 365-day champion, blah, blah, blah. Like how long it would take them to move up to the main roster. Now that they know that they have these heavy hitting stars here, like a Stephanie and Jordan, they're moving them fast like they did Julia. Julia's now in a Money in the Bank match. Look how fast Julia climbed the ladder. Now Stephanie and Jordan's doing the same. So big shock for NXT going down in history, May 27, 2025. Ethan Page becoming North American champion. Trick Williams, TNA champion. We got Santino and Santana. And then we have our new champion, JC Jane. I'm very interested to see where JC's going to go. I am very excited about the Worlds Collide show that's going to be playing before Money in the Bank. So lots of good stuff going on. I give this show a solid 5 out of 5 because it just did all the discombobulations to my brain. Match of the night, I got to go with Stephanie versus JC. Moment of the night, JC's win. And everybody's like, to the ring announcer, bro, was just like, oh, my job. I got to do my job, And cutting to the crowd, everyone's like, what's going on, So good on Mr. Chef Shawn Michaels, Chef Michaels, cooking it up. And that is NXT, May 27, 2025. Vic Booker and Graves on commentary. Tell me what you thought of the show. Are you excited about Stephanie going to Raw? Are you excited about Jordan going to SmackDown? Are you excited about these women being pushed very hard and fast-tracked to the main roster? Because this is very new. And we got people that are, like saying, like, hey, we got to, if we're going to bet on them, we got to bet on them. So that's it. That's all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop your comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share it with your grandma. Share it with your grandpa. Share the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life.
See what's going on. Oh my God, Coromo from JC Jane. Jane